Yo, what up, guys? Beside here, and the champion highlighted in this spotlight, he's been recently known for taking down Fire Knight hard content. So if you're watching this video, chances are you're trying to build a team for your Fire Knight hard team. If you're not building a team for Fire Knight hard, then I would suggest you do not build this champion immediately. You might want to hold on right now. His name is GORY, and although he can be useful for the content like faction wars, he's best known right now in raid community for being that champion that places what do you call it now, freeze on the Fire Knight 3 times. That's the only skill that we need him doing on the Fire Knight. If you can get this skill happening each turn, it will be crazy. He's now known in raid as the new Allure. You know how Allure just hits the Fire Knight and his turn meter decreases by 100% because she does hit 3 times. That's the same skill right here. He hits the Fire Knight 3 times. The only difference is she does this on her A1, he does this on his A2, which is on a 3-turn cooldown when you put books into it. So this is the skill you want to be booked 100%. Against the Fire Knight boss, you will most likely turn off this skill, although this skill does hit hard. What do I mean? Give him crit rate, give him crit damage, savage set, whatever damage you can put into this champion. This skill will make enemy waves disappear. And against the boss, he doesn't ignore 50% of the target's defense, of the boss's defense, because the boss does not have the freeze debuff on himself. This is one of the new mechanics in the game where we are seeing boss that will have his turn meter decreased with freeze. So if in case you're wondering what makes this skill so special, is because when he hits that boss 3 times, each hit will place freeze. So that's freeze 1, freeze 2, freeze 3. 3 freeze. You will not see the freeze debuff on the boss at all, because why? It is converted to turn meter. So it will decrease the boss's turn meter 3 times, just like Allure's triple hit. So that's what he's best known for right here. So I know none of this skill right here says anything about turn meter decrease, because it will also not work against other content. You bring into Fire Knight 25 or 20, he will not decrease the turn meter of that Fire Knight boss. This is only for Fire Knight hard, stage 1 to stage 10, if you're lucky enough to be able to beat that content. So this is the only skill I'm interested in. Therefore, this champion is the best candidate for one of these skills, one of those sets that makes him take extra turns and use this skill a lot more. So right here on this A1, he does hit 2 times. If the enemy has freeze on them, he will hit 1 extra hit right here, which makes it a 3 hitter. It's not one of those hits that will now give him an extra turn. No, this is not an extra turn. It just says places an extra hit if the target is under freeze, which will not happen for the boss. It will happen against waves if other person have already frozen the wave. All right, so against wave also, this skill will be useful to place freeze on 3 enemies right here. It will be random. You can select the 3 enemies, it will just spread it out there. So 3 random enemies will get frozen against the wave. This will help you take down the waves faster if you don't have a legitimate way of getting through them with a nuker, so that they won't retaliate and start hitting you and knocking you down. This champion doesn't have good base stats, so it will be hard to build him with high speed or high stuff, but he does hit hard on that A3. I don't want to dwell on that A3 too much, because I don't want you building damage on this champion. Why? Because this is only useful for the wave, or those maybe against the boss, it can help you take it down faster. You should have champions coming into this Fire Knight 10 that are built for damage. You shouldn't build a champion like this who is going high accuracy, high speed, and then you try to squeeze in damage into it. I did it, it worked. Gave him about 250 speed, and I wasn't okay with 250 speed, so I removed damage from him, and it gave me a little bit over 250 speed and gave me up to 279, I think. So that's the build I'm proud of right now on my GORY. GORY is his name. I don't think I've mentioned his name right here. If you're new to raid, you do not belong to Fire Knight hard 10. You don't need to build this champion. That's just irresponsible. Go do something else. Go beat Fire Knight 25. But if you're still you want to build a team for hard 10, then maybe triple accuracy set, triple speed set, triple perception set. Those beginner sets can work fine. What do you need? 250 accuracy and 300 accuracy if you're beating up to stage 5 of that hard content. And then of course speed. The boss and the wave is about 100 for the wave and then 150 for the boss speed on that hard 5 content. So you might be able to get away with 200 speed, 220 speed. I've even seen some people building 240 speed, but I wanted to go overboard. That's why you see me going up to 270 speed. That's crazy, I know. So that's the beginner set right here. Speed, accuracy, perception is the beginner set, but for an end game set, you're best going with relentless set if you can get enough speed and accuracy on it, or this reflex set. So reflex set is better because if you turn off his A3, 40% chance to reduce the random skill cooldown. That means his A2 will be used again and again and again. So reflex sets, relentless set doesn't work that way. It will still be using his A1 or something, but reflex set is the best. He's the best candidate for it right now in raid. So give him your best reflex set that has that speed and accuracy going for him. That's why I have my double speed rolls right here. And if you check out my glove, I'm not rocking a crit damage glove. I'm not rocking a crit damage amulet. Why? Because I'm not trying to squeeze damage out of this champion. It's a totally viable strategy. So do that if you think that's the best way you want to go. Even on my banner, I don't have accuracy because he's not trying to get to 350, 400 accuracy, right? So with my sub stat, I was able to get up to that amount of accuracy I need, including me putting some accuracy stats into my Fire Knight Castle stats right here. It's giving me 24 plus accuracy coming in right there. Total of 325 accuracy. No resistance needed, no crit rate focused, no crit damage focused, but speed and accuracy are my two stats I focused on this champion. A little bit of survivability too right here. So that's my GORY's build and my recommendations. If you don't have good reflex set, go with triple perception. It will work fine even for an end game build, because yeah, it will work fine. For his masteries, this champion does have general masteries. For a champion who does need accuracy, he's not going to benefit from this one because it's not going to extend the duration of his freeze. It's also not going to increase the chance that he places freeze. No, this will not help him. So don't think it. See, they say freeze cannot be it. There is right there. Freeze is not. You can't increase the chance of placing freeze. So what's the next thing that was close to it is this one. Increase this speed by 8% for each dead ally. Well, nobody's gonna die anyway, so that's why I went this way. That's why I went this way. All right, and on offense 3 right here is going this way on the offense 3 and going closer to War Master. That's all you need on this champion, War Master Mastery. That's the only way he's gonna be doing damage most of the time on this battle. So I don't think he benefits a little bit anything from defense 3. That's why I didn't go towards the defense 3. All right, it's time for us to take this champion into battle, but before I do, let me show you the blessing I do have on him is Phantom Touch. This is one of the ones you need most likely on the Fire Knight team that wants to take down the shield of the boss, because when they do hit this boss, he has extra hits, or this Phantom Touch will proc and give him an extra hit or attack. So that's where I build this champion right here. So if you have GORY building for hard 10 mode, go ahead and do so, and let's test him out in that content. Remember, he doesn't work alone. He's just going to be the most valuable champion, or one of the most valuable champions in your team. Let me beat hard stage 5, and this is the entire team I'm using it with him. I'm using double ally attack, so Farakin the Fat and this other Lanarkist. You can also use Longbeard. I've also seen some people using other counter-attack champions. I don't want the boss to take a turn. That's the strategy I'm going. You can also allow the boss to take a turn and counter-attack him. We'll talk about a full team for that content later, but for now, I'm just going to test out the wave and see what GORY does against the wave. Alright, after spending about 1 minute each on each wave, we're finally onto the boss, and let's see what GORY will help us do on this boss battle. I'll put it on 1 speed. Let's see how the battle starts. We're going in, of course, with our counter attack. Farakin the Fat first of all goes in. GORY will follow in with his A1, and he goes in with his A1. I told him to start the battle with his A1 depending on your speed tune, and now we're going in for our second. Now that the boss shield is down, let's see what GORY will do against the boss. His A2, we just check out the turn meter. Check out, see what happens, and turn meter disappeared. 3 hits. Remove debuff means remove your turn meter 3 times on the boss. That is what he does, basically like an allure. We'll see it again happen again in this battle. Let me put it a little bit faster. Let's see him come around to it. Now he uses A1, which is that double hitter or triple hitter. Turn meter of this boss stays down. He's not the only person doing this. He's being helped by Yakar, of course. And let's see him doing it again. I want to see it happen again. That's it again. Turn meter 0. So whenever I see the boss turn meter just goes to 0, because he places 3 freeze on the boss and turn meter just disappeared. That's the way this boss on hard 10 or hard mode of this Fire Knight is coded. That's the way he's made to perform. Turn meter equals to 3 freeze or equals to 2 freeze. Whatever freeze you put on him decreases his turn meter, and that's how I was able to take it down. This boss has been around for a while, and it is one of the most difficult ones that the community has been able to come out with teams to beat, and GORY just shines out of all the other champions, even more than some legendary champions right here, except you have somebody like a Yakal the Scourge, or what's her other name, there's one other legendary champion that has freeze on her A1. She triple hits also on her A1. So that's what GORY does on my team. He's not here for damage. Yakal is the main champion that I built for damage, or Cold Heart with our Heart Seeker on the boss right here. Not decreasing his turn meter, but there for the big nukes right there if you have her built. So she is kind of competing for damage with GORY. So if you can build damage on your GORY, he will help you make this run a lot faster. That's a 4-minute run, and my best time is a 3-minute run, especially when I have a decreased defense and weakened champion like a Lydia on the team. For now, I just prefer to go with double turn meter decrease, double ally attack and 1 damage dealer, which is Yakal. So that's my champion guide on GORY. That's how to build him, and this is the only content where I plan to use him. Of course, if you want to see my other champions that were part of this team, if you want to see a champion guide on Yakal the Scourge, I'll pin it right here. That's the next champion that I'll be talking about maybe tomorrow. So check out that video when it launches right here, Yakal the Scourge and how I built that champion. I don't want to make this one too long with talking about all the champions for this Fire Knight hard mode. I just want to highlight them, especially one by one, and right now today's spotlight is on GORY, one of the champions who makes it possible. He's not the only champion that can make this Fire Knight possible. The other champion that I was talking about was also out of my vault right here. Where is she? Shermani, right? She's also another champion like that has a crazy freeze on her A1, 25% chance to land it. That's the bad part about it. It's a very low chance to land that freeze, but if it does land, it will work. But I feel like GORY's A2 on a reflex set will land more freeze than this A1. Let me know if I'm wrong. I've not built her out, I've not maxed out. That's why I'm using GORY. If you don't have Shermani, use GORY. He works fine. I guess people like to use her because she also has a freeze coming in on her A3, right? Yeah, she does have a freeze right here coming in also. So if she's not using her A3, she's using her A1. GORY's A1 doesn't have any utility for that boss, but his A2 is the MVP right here. All right, let me end it right here. Let me know which teams you're using to run Fire Knight on hard mode. This is the first time I'm putting out. I finally beat it today because I've been ignoring it for a while until finally. Even if you go to the L8 Artifact Extractor and check out stage 10, nobody has put out a team to beat stage 10. I can go as far as stage 5. If I try stage 6, it fails. The boss speed just goes from 125 from stage 5 up to 150 in stage 6. That's why I'm running stage 5 instead. All right, I'll see you guys in the next one. Don't forget to like and subscribe and watch the next guide that I put out for other champions that make this Fire Knight Castle hard mode a little bit easier. Later, guys.